Hey everybody, the Doctor here with Typical Manga Fan, and this episode of the Typical Manga Review is going to be focused on Bleach 645, Don't Chase a Shadow. And we open up in Shadows as, what was this guy's name again? Lil? Whatever it was.
I'm not gonna lie, I really don't care.
We'll get to it in a moment either way. He's wondering how Kyoraku got behind him, how he was able to get around in such an instant. Of course, Kyoraku's more surprised that he apparently never played the Daruma Fell Over game before. That's actually what they use in Japanese rather than the Rockabye Baby that I remember that they used last week. I think last week's chapter, or at least a manga stream, used the lullaby. This weekend, also in the official English version of Bleach, they used the actual thing from this game he's talking about. Anyway, what the hell fell over? I'll take that as a no.
I don't know about this game. He explains later.
I think so. It's a Japanese kids game, so obviously we're not going to know it.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Nanao also managed to follow him directly.
Why would you point her out? Why would you do that? He can attack her now. What the frick? Oh man, jeez. Some people now is more improved, yeah, but she's a lieutenant. There's no way she can handle any of these guys.
But she also leaves right away anyway. So
thankfully, but that way before that happened, I was just like, what the hell? Why are you pointing her out? You know?
I do like a little parting remark here. Like, if you die before I get back, I'll shave the chest hair off your lifeless corpse. And she points out he's acting a lot more like Risa was.
Yeah.
Anyway, because I know that they used to be they were close as when she was a little kid. But anyway.
Yeah, I guess it's the glasses, man. It's the glasses. I'll tell you.
Yeah, and our foe here is familiar with Kyoraku's Zanpakuto, turning children's games to reality.
Yeah.
All right, wait. Before we go any further, though, there's one thing here that caught my eye. I thought it was just a manga panda thing when I first looked at it because I just wanted to see what was going on real quick. Yeah. But Kyoraku calls him an Arankar.
Yeah, I saw that.
So why is an Arankar so high in the Quincy ranks? Weren't they basically just their slaves?
Yeah, but I don't think. I think it's a mistranslation. I don't think it's an Arankar.
But two places at once having it. I mean, I know neither one's stellar for translations, but still.
I think Kubo miswrote. That can happen. I think he miswrote it because if he said it was an Arankar, it would have been whoa, he's an Arankar. But no, he's a Quincy. He has a letter. There have been no other Arankars have never gotten a letter before.
Right. I mean, the only non-human or non-Quincy Arankar we've got was Pernita.
Yeah, but even he says that he argues that he's a Quincy as well.
Yeah.
And Arankars and Quincy's can't be the same because.
Yeah. Of course, another thing though is that right afterwards the guy also says something in Spanish. He compares the Daruma game to chocolate inglés. And that sounds like Spanish, which is the Arankar language.
What's German for English?
It's not that. That's pretty sure about that.
Let's see. I don't. How do you say English in German? It's English. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, so it's not. So yeah, it's probably not it. I'm gonna take a look at this while we're going.
Yeah, this is tricky. Yeah. Oh, I like to mention that they're both guys wearing who have one eye closed. That's kind of weird.
Because that whole weird little misdraw thing with Kyoraku in his eye before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh no, it was not that. I'm just saying it was just weird that both these guys have one eye shut. It's just there's another similarity that we have here. Yeah. It was so.
And yeah, like you said before, Kyoraku does explain the rules of his game here. It's basically like freeze tag. Only the person who's it can't be seen by moving by anybody else. And that's how his attack there worked. Basically, when our Quincy buddy here shot at Kyoraku, Kyoraku basically used a fancy version of an after image to just move that quickly behind him.
Yeah, and of course, I was at this point I was starting to facepalm because he was explaining the rules again, and we all know what happened with him and Stark.
Well, it may be that he has to explain the rules.
Yeah,
that may be a requirement.
Might be. He might be the only character in the entirety of Bleach who actually has a reason for doing this.
There's actually are you familiar at all with the manga Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter?
I know about it, yeah.
There's a character in that series. His ability was to be able to put bombs on things or bombs on people. One of his abilities was to put time bombs on people. He touches a person, puts a time bomb on them, and it just goes off after a certain amount of time. But in order to activate it, he has to explain how it works. Including how to stop it.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, and in that case, it was like it's kind of a mechanic in that series where if you put restrictions on a power, you can make the ability more
Yeah.
powerful.
Anyway, but I mean, we actually do understand why Kyoraku does this, but I'm just saying, like, at this moment in the chapter, it was just kind of like, again, why?
Well, like I said, if he actually does have to explain the rules, then that does make sense.
Yeah.
It was more just explaining the aftermath thing that probably made it
One can
drag.
argue that he becomes way too overpowered if he doesn't explain it, because if you don't explain it, then there's no way the guy can keep up what's going on.
Right. In this case, he is keeping up. Like he realized that means if he's able to spot Kyoraku moving, then that means he'll see it through the illusion, which basically means Kyoraku loses, and which also means that he dies.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, it's interesting that of course the villain always gets it.
And
But he points out that doesn't telling me the rules isn't that a mistake? You know, now you won't be able to use the game anymore. And then Kyoraku's like, nope, I can still do this.
In fact, that's why I wonder if it's a requirement, because it's only when both sides know the rules that the game can actually begin.
Yeah. Although, yeah. So he implies that I wasn't sure if he meant that as like it's just for fun, or it was actually a legitimate requirement. Because I was like, if it's for fun, then you should get your priorities straight, man. If it's an actual requirement, then okay, that actually makes sense. Because if anything, Kyoraku has a legitimate reason for doing this. Like, but only for him. Everyone else, shut the hell up and just attack.
He has less legitimate reason for what comes next. Where he basically explains why our Quincy Arenkar buddy was not able to follow his movement. Where he basically it's to save ourselves some blah 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 long-winded stuff. It basically just boils down to he was using the wrong sense to detect his spiritual power, his Reiatsu.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, okay. I'll just let that go. So he's like
gives himself the formal introduction, which every World Reaper must absolutely always do.
I am Captain Commander of the Gotei 13, Kyoraku Shunsui.
What you gotta admit is at least pretty damn badass right here.
Well, I mean, I was actually thinking to myself, like, there's no way he could get killed this quickly, because he's Captain Commander, he's special, like, he is, there's a reason why he's the one who's in charge now, you know?
Yep.
I mean, and it'd be really weird they killed off both Captain Commanders, like, it's like, really? Yep. That's a cursed job, man.
Yep. And, once again, we see an attack from behind, like, fail miserably. In this case, it's an attack from Kyoraku's actual shadow, or is it his actual shadow? I can't quite tell.
If I remember correctly, he hides in the shadow of the person, so I think it's his shadow, like the Quincy shadow, I think. If he's using Kageroi, he is actually, so he tries to shoot Kyoraku, and it doesn't work, and it's definitely the Quincy shadow,
Yeah. Anyways, like he manages to graze Kyoraku, and at this point Kyoraku gets him to at least talk a little bit, for better or worse. He introduced himself as Stern Rider X, the X-Axis, Ligier Varo. Like I said, the TV tropes and a couple other spots refer to him as Lil Baro, Lille, but I'll see what the English version says officially. We'll get it from there. And his power is the power to pierce through anything and everything.
Yeah, we already got the whole explanation when he defeated the Royal Palace Guard. I mean, the Royal Guards.
Yep. Which means that Kyoraku's already got the key to beating that, at least, is that make him attack the wrong thing.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Because we already have an explanation of the other guy's abilities, as well as showing off against the Royal Guard, that actually shifts things in Kyoraku's favor based on the formula that Kubo has. Also, he shoots Kyoraku in the foot.
Yep. That's what I mean when I said he grazed him on there. I thought it was just dripping blood right there. He actually got him in the foot.
Well, actually, yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that. I do like this one line here. It's like, you got that look of how did you dodge it all over your face. Like, I like that line there.
Yeah, by the way, he did shoot in the foot because you can see the straps on the sandals torn. So it's definitely he got shot in the foot. Anyway, so he introduced himself, blah blah blah. It shoots Kyoraku again, and then Kyoraku's like, nope.
Yeah, and in this case, he also points out that the most frightening part of when kids play is when they decide on a whim what to play next. You have to be a mind reader to know what's coming next. No matter what fun or pleasure they bring, once they take hold of your hand, that's the end. They're going to suck you in come hell or high water. And since I've already gotten hold of your hand, we may as well play this out until one of us drops dead.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I feel like I would like this chapter better if I actually played these Japanese games in my childhood.
That is a case where it probably would help a lot. I think the culture gap, in this case, the culture gap hurts it. But putting that aside, I don't mind that so much. We're both manga anime readers, watchers, and all that. We're used to that sort of thing by now.
Yeah.
To me, it's just I'm more annoyed by all the talking.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's exactly is the problem I have.
Some explanation is necessary, about half of it is not.
Actually, the reason why I pointed out the children's game thing is not actually because it's necessarily Japanese, but because he was going so much into it. It's like, don't explain me the entire rules, okay? I don't want you to explain the rules of Monopoly, okay? This is getting a little ridiculous here.
Monopoly?
Like, I think Monopoly, whatever.
Yeah.
I think I did say Monopoly. Maybe it came off wrong in Skype, but whatever. But the thing is, I was like, yeah, I get it. Like when he explained Kageori or whatever it's called when he was fighting Stark, I got it perfectly. Like the game and the color thing, I got that perfectly. I think the problem is that not necessarily because of the culture thing, because I was able to understand everything from before. It's just that I think he goes way too in depth with it, and it's just starting to make me kind of like tune out a bit.
A little bit there. I mean, a little re-explanation is not a bad thing. I mean, despite what I said a moment ago, it's just that, and I will acknowledge that they keep his re-explanation of his power like pretty straightforward. Like he can pierce through anything. Okay, good.
Yeah, but I think the issue is that I don't know, because look in this chapter, in this page alone, we do get a shitload of writing, which is again very it's interesting because normally he doesn't do this. Then usually you barely get so much writing, and you don't get that much writing in this one chapter. But I don't know. And this is because this is less dialogue in the sense that they're talking, having conversation, more than just explaining shit.
Right.
But
I think that's kind of what I mean, like with the explanation on there. Like, there's only so much where it's actually banter between them. Yeah,
exactly. And at this point, I think we have a understanding of his ability, of Kyoku's abilities. So it's just kind of like, okay, it's another game. I hope he doesn't do this every single time he switches games.
Well, like I said, if it's a requirement, I wouldn't mind so much. If it's an actual requirement of his power.
It just yeah.
At the very least, he should at least say what the name of the game is.
But you know what actually sucks is if you're Japanese and you're reading it, you're like, I know this. Stop explaining. Right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, it'd be like if he were using like our game, like freeze tag or hide and seek. Like we know those inside out.
Yeah. The thing is, I would hate it if you explained that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because as much as I understand that might be his requirement. In the end, I just kind of want to see fighting more than I want to see talking.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I'm with you on there. I mean, that's at the very least that's what made the Pernita fight at least more interesting than others we've seen on it, because there was a bit more action going around there.
I will say that though, I do tend to enjoy. I might be able to enjoy this fight because I like the creativity behind it, like the way he uses these rules, these games to actually attack an opponent. And I think Kyoku has the potential to be one of the most entertaining fights if he doesn't. I get that it's a requirement, but I mean, if he didn't.
Well, assuming we're right about that.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, supposedly, but without that, in terms of just pure action, it is mostly entertaining because you want to see how this works. I mean, the color thing was actually pretty. I liked it. The color thing with Stark. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I wonder what his Bankai is like. Is it to turn like the entire world into a board game?
What was that?
Is it like to turn the entire world into a board game or something?
Oh, his Bankai?
Yeah, turn everything into a video game. Go modernize,
we already have
man.
that. We already have that.
Oh yeah. Dude, like
Super Shogi.
Yeah, all the Bleach video games are actually Kyoku's Bankai in actual form.
Okay, I can get by on that. Oh, a quick little aside here. Like I said, while we've been doing all this, and you had to step away for a moment there, I did a little bit of quickie searching. I looked it up at least on TV Tropes and the Bleach Wikia, and in neither place does it say that Bara was in Arankar.
What the balls?
Yeah. I mean,
why? How?
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I'm gonna hold off until Viz before I make any serious comment on here, because if they do it too, then there's something going on.
Wouldn't there be a bigger, like, when they make a big deal out of it, if that was the case?
That's my thought exactly. That's not something you mentioned in passing.
Yeah.
Not at least without establishing it beforehand, which I'm pretty sure that has not been the case here.
And where's his mass fragment?
Also true. I mean, I was wondering if that might be part of what the eye is about, but still.
No, but the eye only came in after the... Oh, yeah. I mean, the eye...
The eye could be the hole, but Neutra already did...
No. But the eye thing only came in, if I remember correctly, until after he got his power-up. Before the power-up, he didn't have that.
Ah. So maybe that's just like a battle injury from when he fought Senjomaru, I think it was.
No, it was just a power up. It was just a design.
All right.
If I remember correctly, I mean, I haven't read the chapter in a long time, but if I remember correctly, it was because he had his power up, and the power up just happened to shut one of his eyes. That's it. Or or at least it makes his eyes like only be able to use the sniper. So whatever.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
I think we reviewed that chapter, but I doubt either of us would have noted that fact at the time.
Yeah, well, because we didn't know he was an around car, so we weren't really paying attention on that fact.
Exactly. And even if there was, and his eye wouldn't be the hole because they already did that with Neutra.
You know, I don't know. Let's.
Yeah, I did. I'll hold off any further mention of that until I see for myself from the Viz version, because like I said, at the very least we can count on them to be reasonably accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, but at the very least, like I said, I think that was there anything else on the chapter you wanted to go over? Anything else you wanted to bring up?
I hope this fight delivers.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the Pernita fight was average to above average. I think, like a little bit better than some of the other ones we've had.
If we were to take out the whole Nemu, Mayuri father-daughter type of thing, then yeah, it'd be a lot better than it was.
Yeah, yeah, and like you said, like Kirako has the potential to be an entertaining fight. Give us an entertaining fight. We'll see how this goes.
Please, please don't screw this up, Kubo. You have something good here. You actually have. Yeah, as much as Kubo actually has really good like creativity, like when it comes to powers, and I think he encompasses that all within Kirikou. Ironically, not in Ichigo, but he does in Kirikou. So I really hope he makes this fight like worth it. I swear. All right.
So at this point, I think we're all set to go then. That's been a review of Bleach Chapter 645, Don't Chase a Shadow. This week we'll also have reviews for One Piece and Akame ga Kill. So keep in tune for that, and keep in tune with us every Tuesday for more episodes of the Typical Manga Review.
Bye!